Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle FtW and welcome to a brand new tradition here on the channel. Today we are doing a tier list video rating every single Call of Duty from Call of Duty 1 to Black Ops 6. And I'm really excited to do this video because I just love going and doing videos like this. We're going to go through every single game, as I mentioned, all the way from the very beginning. And this is actually an interesting one. Now that I'm looking at it, we have Call of Duty 1 through... There's some of these that we can't do, obviously. But we actually get really in-depth here with some of these. But I'm actually going to go find a different one because while this one is cool, it's okay. Yeah, we can do this one for sure. There's just very specific ones like Call of Duty on the PlayStation 3, I believe that's that version, or the PS2. Some of these I haven't played, so we'll just go and get rid of the ones that I never played first. So that one, well, I might have played this one. I just can't see what that one is. So I'll put that one back because I'm pretty sure I played that one. I definitely haven't played that one. Definitely haven't played that one. Definitely haven't played that one or this one. Call of Duty Heroes, that's the mobile game. Call of Duty Strike Team, have no idea what that is. Never played that one. Some of these are on the... Oh, these are the DS versions. That's mobile as well. Never played that one. Mobile, never played that one. No idea what that is. Yeah, these are the DS versions. Never played the DS version of World at War. Okay. Never played Call of Duty Online. Played Call of Duty Mobile, but that's not going to be relevant to our tier list. Warzone Mobile, never played it. Warzone won't rank these. Won't rank any of the Battle Royales because those are not super relevant to my channel. So, okay, there we go. Now we can actually start doing this thing. So, we are going to go through the order of every single Call of Duty game from Call of Duty 1 through Call of Duty. I'm even going to get rid of the DS ones. The DS ones were fun. Those were actually, funnily enough, the first Call of Duty games I played, but they're not... I won't include them in the tier list. We're going to talk about the canonical Call of Duty games from Call of Duty 1 to Black Ops 6. So let's go ahead and get into this without, having too much delay. First game, Call of Duty 1. Now, Call of Duty 1, I've only ever played the campaign, so I don't really have, the solid foundation of, what the multiplayer was like and everything. I did enjoy playing the campaign. I'm not going to say that it's mid. I'm going to say that Call of Duty 1 is good. I did enjoy playing it quite a bit. The campaign was a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Of course, it's a World War II Call of Duty game. The first three Call of Duty games were only World War II Call of Duty games. But I'm going to be rating the Call of Duty 1 through 3 based off of the campaign mode, not on anything else. Call of Duty 2, fantastic. I really enjoyed the campaign. The campaign, from what I can remember from Call of Duty 2, is you go through every single front of World War II. So you do Operation Barbarossa, also known as Germany versus Russia. You go through the Pacific Theater. You go through the Eastern Front, Allies versus Germany. And it's an awesome campaign. I really, really enjoy it. And I have a lot of fond memories of that game. And yeah, overall, just really, really enjoy Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 3, unfortunately, I didn't play the campaign through its entirety, so I can't fairly rank it. I did play a little bit of the campaign, but I don't remember it in its entirety, so it would be unfair for me to do that. Call of Duty 1 and Call of Duty 2, I did complete the entire campaign of those games, so I can rate those very well. I heard that Call of Duty 2 had a very brilliantly made multiplayer mode, but unfortunately, since I played that game so late, I don't have any reference about how good that game was. But now we can actually get into the games that I really am familiar with, that I really do enjoy. Or not that I don't enjoy the other ones, but the ones that I've actually played a lot that are kind of the golden era of Call of Duty through to where we are now. So starting here with Call of Duty 4. Again, I'm going to be rating these all by my multiplayer experiences and also the campaign mode. Every aspect of the game I'm going to be rating here within this video. So starting off here with Call of Duty 4. Call of Duty 4 is an interesting game for me because I played it, but very far after the release. And so there's a lot of people that really look back at Call of Duty 4 really fondly because of the memories that they have. And back in 2007, of course, there's a lot of memories to be had with Call of Duty 4. But for me, it's not a bad game at all. I think it'll definitely fit in great. There's a lot of great things about Call of Duty 4. I really enjoyed the campaign. The campaign is amazing. In fact, One of the missions in Call of Duty 4 is my favorite campaign mission to ever exist in the Call of Duty franchise. It's absolutely phenomenal with all Gillied Up. Just amazing. The campaign is super, super good. Multiplayer wise, it was the first Call of Duty game that had kill streaks, the first Call of Duty game that had perks, and the first Call of Duty game that had created class. And I have really thorough enjoyment with this game. Really, really enjoyed Call of Duty 4. In fact, when I go back and play it today, it's just a lot of fun. And I've done a couple of return to videos, which I think the gameplay in these videos is going to be videos from the past, as kind of like a reflection on the years that I've been doing YouTube. And yeah, Call of Duty 4 is a great game. It's very basic, it's very bare bones, but I really do like Call of Duty 4. Next, World at War. I'm going to put that into fantastic, better than Call of Duty 4. And the simple reason for this is, well, I have to think about this one a little bit more, because again, is it great or is it fantastic? I'm thinking probably fantastic. I think I'm going to put it in fantastic. I really enjoy Call of Duty World at War. I mean, I don't really know anybody that doesn't enjoy World at War. It's just a great game. The reason that it is ahead of Call of Duty 4 for me is the maps. World at War maps, in my opinion, are better than Call of Duty 4's overall. I really enjoy maps like Castle and maps like Asylum and maps like... and I'm blanking on map names, but I really do like the maps a lot in World at War. I love that there's unique gameplay with the game. Like the tanks being introduced into the game is super, super unique and super fun. And overall, just World at War is a game that I really look on very fondly. And I love the weapon variety. I love the voice acting is second to none. The campaign is absolutely fantastic. I mean, World at War has an incredible campaign with the story of Reznov, and then the Pacific Theater being introduced as well. Just a huge, huge fan of World at War. It's a game that is absolutely fantastic. And of course, we're going to see a common theme throughout these videos. The zombie mode was awesome. Noct, Verrucht, Kino, or Noct, Verrucht, Shinonuma, and Doris. All very fun maps to play on. The beginning of the Zombies franchise. And overall, I have nothing but fond things to say about World at War. And that's why I have to put it above Call of Duty 4. It just has more... I just like it more. Just simply, I like it more. There's a lot more features in the game that I just really like. Next, Modern Warfare 2. The legend itself. Some people's best Call of Duty game of all time. A lot of people love this game. I am one of those people that loves this game, of course. I'm going to put it above Call of Duty 4 and put it slightly above World at War. Again, though, if I'm being honest, I'll have to put it below World at War. And don't worry, guys, I'll explain why. Again, a lot of people would put it up here, but for me, it has to stay down here, and for a very particular reason. Modern Warfare 2, for me, again, I did not play this game in 2009. I don't have the nostalgia that a lot of people do have for Modern Warfare 2. That, back in the day before the Stingers took over everything, before the one-man army noob tube took over everything. And if I look at Modern Warfare 2 objectively, it is not as good at World at War, in my opinion. Again, my opinion, this is just my opinion. Again, no, don't hate on me for having these opinions. It's, everybody has an opinion about a specific Call of Duty game. Modern Warfare 2, for me, I really do like it. I think it's a great Call of Duty game. There's no doubt about that. The kill streaks are awesome. The perks are awesome. The weapon variety is amazing. The quick scoping is so fun. A lot of the maps are really good. But again, where Modern Warfare 2 falls short, at least in my personal opinion, is with the brokenness of the game. One-man army, danger close noob tubes, just destroying everything, completely ruining matches where you literally cannot play the game without doing terrible because of the fact that you get blown up every 2 seconds by one-man army noob tube. Next, multiplayer-wise, the Stingers taking over everything, Cold-Blooded taking over everything, which makes the absolutely amazing kill streaks like the AC-130, Chopper Gunner, etc. basically all but useless. And that's, for me, that's the biggest bummer about Modern Warfare 2, looking at it now. And again, I played all of these Call of Duty games very recently, so I have a really good taste about how they are now. And unfortunately, Modern Warfare 2 just is not quite as good as World at War at this current moment, because of the simple fact that the game is very broken. There's a lot of things that are wrong with it that is really showing its age. If the Stingers and the Cold-Blooded didn't take over everything, this game would obviously be one of the greatest Call of Duty games of all time. And I still think it's an absolutely amazing Call of Duty game, but it just does not do it for me. It's fun to play. I do go back and I really enjoy it, and it's a fun game, but because of some of the glaring issues that it has to be below World at War. Obviously, the campaign is not even worth mentioning. The campaign is absolutely brilliant. My first Call of Duty campaign I played in its entirety, and I love it. It's absolutely amazing. I have so many fond memories of Cliffhanger and so many memories of just the campaign overall. So it's a great game, but just not quite as good at World at War in my opinion. Black Ops 1, easy. One of the greatest Call of Duty games of all time, and in my opinion, well, I'll tell you guys what the greatest Call of Duty game of all time is in my opinion here in a second, but this one definitely goes above and beyond and is in the greatest of all time category. I absolutely love Black Ops 1. It is no secret that I love Black Ops 1. I've done a Race to Prestige series on this game for 2 years now, before Black Ops 6 came out, and I'm planning on bringing that back after the new year, which will be next Sunday, which is awesome. But playing Black Ops 1 as much as I have over the last 2 years, I can safely put it as the greatest Call of Duty game of all time. And it's very easy for me to do that. Amazing maps, arguably the best maps in the franchise. Firing Range, Summit, Nuketown, Jungle, Crisis, Havana, so on and so on and so on. The maps in this game are so good. Even the maps that are humongous, like Crisis, still plays fast-paced. Array is a ginormous map that still plays fast-paced. The weapons are absolutely incredible. The AK-47, the Galil, the Commando, the G11, the AK-74U, the MP5K. Sniping is challenging but really rewarding. And the campaign, that's just multiplayer. The kill streaks are fantastic. The Chopper Gunner Dogs, Blackbird will always go as the legendary kill streaks of the game. You know, the best kill streaks that have been in Call of Duty history. Then we have a absolutely amazing campaign, interesting characters, interesting locations. The time period for me as a history teacher is just so interesting. I love the Vietnam War setting. I don't love the Vietnam War, obviously, but I love the Vietnam War setting. I love the Cold War setting, Soviets. And then we also have arguably the second best zombies mode in the history of the franchise, with like an amazing lineup of maps: Kino, Ascension, Call of the Dead, Shangri-La, Moon. Like, this game is the perfect Call of Duty game in my opinion. You know, the DLC maps, I don't really remember the DLC maps too well, but I mean, just like the DLC multiplayer maps. But Call of Duty Black Ops 1 is just amazing and is without a doubt one of my favorite Call of Duty games of all time. It is honestly perfect for me as a player. Like, very heavily favors rushing. Ghost is annoying, but there's always annoying things in Call of Duty. There's no avoiding it. So yeah, love that game. Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 is an interesting game for me as well, because it's been so up and down throughout the years. There's years where I've put it here. There's years where I've put it here. And again, the more I've played this game, the more that I've, gotten acquainted with it again, since I was doing some classic Call of Duty content for a really long time, even did a Race to Prestige series on it. It's a good game. I definitely would put it above Call of Duty 1 in the good category. There's a lot of issues with it, especially now in 2024. Unfortunately, in 2024, leading into 2025, this game is pretty much unplayable. I tried to do Race to Prestige seasons on this game, but there are these hacked ground war lobbies where they will either rank you all the way up to 20th Prestige, or they will de-rank you all the way down to level 1. And unfortunately, due to that fact, the game is basically unplayable in 2024, but when you can actually play games and when you can actually get into matches, it's actually a really fun game. There's a few issues that I have with it. Assassin being very annoying. People duck walking around all over the place, not really doing much. The weapon variety can be a little bit hit or miss. Again, the MP7 and the ACR take over everything, so if you try and use different weapons, you'll end up doing pretty poorly at times. But as far as like the core game itself goes, I really do enjoy Modern Warfare 3 as a game. The multiplayer is fantastic overall. I mean, I think that the streaks could be better, but I do love Modern Warfare 3. I think some of the maps are pretty bad too. Like, I can't even remember one of the maps, but there's some pretty poor maps in this game as far as the multiplayer goes. And again, the weapon variety is just not quite as good as I would want it to be. The campaign is great as well. I really enjoyed the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. I love the voice acting in this one. It's a very particular amount of nostalgia for me with this one, but I overall really enjoy Modern Warfare 3 as a game, but it's just not quite as good as these 5 in my opinion. Now, Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2, this is easy. This is my favorite Call of Duty game of all time, and is in my opinion the greatest Call of Duty of all time. So again, if this is all that you wanted to watch in this video, you don't want to hear about any other game, and you just wanted to hear what my favorite game was, here it is, Black Ops 2. Where to even begin with Black Ops 2? I have a lot of nostalgia for this one, which might mean I have some rose-tinted glasses regarding Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 2 is simply just the perfect Call of Duty game in my opinion, and I'll go through all of those reasons now. Amazing maps, just like Black Ops 1. Treyarch absolutely killed it with the maps in Black Ops 1, or Black Ops 2, sorry. Slums, Hijacked, Standoff, Raid, arguably the best map of all time, Nuketown 2025. All the DLC maps are brilliant. Grind is the best DLC map that has ever been created in Call of Duty history, and I will die on that hill. Most of the DLC maps are really good. The only DLC map that I'm not a huge fan of is Magma and Pod. I'm not a huge fan of Pod either, really, but every other map in this game is just fantastic. The campaign is the most advanced campaign we've ever had. A full created class system, multiple endings, multiple choices, which is really interesting because I actually had to play the Black Ops 2 campaign like 3 or 4 times to actually get the perfect ending for the game, like the best possible ending you can possibly get. And then of course the zombies mode. It had one kind of not the best map with Transit, but after Transit, just win after win after win. I mean, I love Die Rise. I know a lot of people hate Die Rise as a zombies map, but I personally love Die Rise. It's one of my favorite maps in the franchise. Then right after Die Rise, we had Mob of the Dead, which is my favorite map ever created. Love the theme, love the history, love the weapons. Then we had Buried, which was a really fun map as well. And then we finished with, of course, one of the greatest maps ever, Origins. Absolutely amazing game. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Black Ops 2 has my favorite weapon in Call of Duty history with the MP7, and there's just not enough good things I can say about it. Of course, if I'm looking at any negatives with Black Ops 2, the snipers is the only and biggest negative. The streaks were fantastic. Even in the game where there was launchers, even in Black Ops 2 there were launchers, the streaks still were absolutely fantastic. The Pick 10 system is without a doubt the best created class system that we've ever had in Call of Duty history. Way better than the created class that we have in Black Ops 6 and in the previous Call of Duty game with the Gunsmith. Black Ops 2 is just the perfect Call of Duty game, and I will always, always, always say that it's my favorite Call of Duty game. There's some nostalgia reasons thrown in there, of course. I mean, it was the first Call of Duty game I really got into YouTube with, but it is also just my favorite Call of Duty game of all time. Even just looking at it objectively and looking at the design of the game, how fast-paced it was, how good the weapons were, the weapon variety, etc., it's perfect. Absolutely amazing. Call of Duty Ghosts. Well, unfortunately, we've gone through all of the golden age of Call of Duty games. From this point onwards, Call of Duty games are mixed, to say the least. So, Call of Duty Ghosts, mid. Call of Duty Ghosts is an interesting game. I've really had a lot of ups and downs with it as a game. I think that the multiplayer mode is where I've had the most problems with Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts was the first Call of Duty game that I ever got on launch day, so I do have some nostalgia for it. But again, it just has so many issues as far as a Call of Duty game goes for me. The kill streaks are very not good. They're very disappointing. The highest kill streak in the game is clunky and hard to use. It doesn't really get a lot of kills. The Helo Pilot, I will say, is a good kill streak, but it's really hard to get. The map design just didn't really do it for me. The maps were absolutely huge, and I don't remember exactly what the logic was. I'm trying to think back to the pre-release Call of Duty Ghost videos. I know that it was the first next-gen Call of Duty game that they ever came out with, but I believe that their logic behind the map design was that they were going to have a 9v9 be standard and then a 12v12 as like the ground war mode for next-gen consoles, but that was never the case, and the maps were just way too big. I mean, Stonehaven is not a good multiplayer map at all. Chasm, it just had a really bad multiplayer maps. The only reason that it is not in trash is because of campaign, extinction, and the fact that the DLC maps were literally like game saving. And I'll go a little bit more about some of those things in depth more. Campaign was really good. In fact, there's people that are, even me, I'm one of those people that is asking for Call of Duty Ghosts 2 because it was on a giant cliffhanger. The game was left on a giant cliffhanger, and the campaign was actually really solid. I enjoyed the concept. I enjoyed the characters. I enjoyed some of the missions a lot with Call of Duty Ghosts. There's even a full walkthrough on my channel from years and years and years ago where I played the game in its entirety. And I just think Call of Duty Ghosts is not a terrible Call of Duty game, but it was so saved by DLC that if you didn't end up buying the DLC, the game was just completely terrible. And Extinction was awesome as well. Very, very cool mode. We'll never see it again, but it was fantastic. And yeah, Call of Duty Ghosts is a mid Call of Duty game. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's just kind of there, and it will probably be the most forgotten about Call of Duty game ever, just because of that simple fact. But oddly enough, if I ever upload Call of Duty Ghosts, it gets a lot of views, so that's kind of weird to me. In Advanced Warfare, the first jetpack Call of Duty game, this Call of Duty game lived here for me for a really, really long time. I absolutely hated Advanced Warfare for the longest time. It was the first skill-based matchmaking COD. It had a terrible, egregious supply drop system where people could have the most broken weapons by spending money or by grinding the game an absolutely absurd amount of time or getting lucky. And for me, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare not having good map design or not having a good created class system that is fair, if anybody can get the most overpowered blueprints or variants of weapons, that's just not fair in my opinion. However, I played this game quite a bit recently. I even had a time period last year where I prestiged in this game. I went from level 1 to, I think I'm like level 48 or something right now. So after some review, after playing this game again in 2024, I will put this game slightly above Call of Duty Ghosts in the mid category. It used to be my least favorite Call of Duty game, without a doubt. I absolutely hated Advanced Warfare. But again, after going back and playing it again, I've realized that the game really isn't that bad. I think that, unfortunately, they nerfed the most overpowered weapons in the game too late. But looking objectively at Advanced Warfare, it's actually not a bad Call of Duty game. The campaign is not the best. I don't necessarily love the campaign, but it's not terrible either. Zombies was okay. This is and again, that's probably why it's mid. The whole game itself was kind of just mid, in my opinion. Not a very good campaign. Not a very good zombies mode. Multiplayer was okay. I think that there's a lot of things that I wish were different about the campaign or multiplayer, specifically with the movement system. I think that there's a lot to be. I think that you can just move too fast, and the game is too fast paced and too crazy. But now that I've gotten used to the game a little bit more, and the broken weapons aren't as broken as they used to be, I do enjoy this game when I go back to it and play it. And maybe I'll go to Master Prestige at some point in this game. But again, Advanced Warfare, not too bad. Next, we have Black Ops 3. This one is very easy for me too. This one is going here as one of the greatest Call of Duty games of all time. I think you can see a pattern here. Black Ops 3, again, it just does it for me. It just is such a great Call of Duty game. Now, again, since I'm doing an objective overview of the game, the campaign was completely trash. If you're rating this game on campaign, it would go there, but since we're grading it as an objective game, like every single piece of the game, it's great. It is one of the greatest Call of Duty games of all time, in my opinion, and again, I'll go into why. Multiplayer mode, absolutely fantastic. I love the weapons. I love the specialist abilities. I love how grindable the multiplayer for Black Ops 3 was. Dark Matter camo, the first introduction of that, which I did get on the Xbox. Hero gear for your specialists, where you can, for free, get really awesome gear for your specialist characters. And then 100% completion for the first time in the Call of Duty franchise, and also level 1000 for the first time in the Call of Duty franchise. So just like the stuff that they've introduced in Black Ops 3 make the game really, really awesome, in my opinion. But I just love the multiplayer. The streaks are absolutely fantastic. The Raps, the Wraith, the Mothership, I can't remember what the robot's called, but like the Strike Team equivalent. Just an amazing Call of Duty game. And not to mention the fact that this game has literally the best zombies mode out of any Call of Duty game ever. Shadows of Evil, top 5 map for me. Horizon Drac, top 5 map for me. Zetsubo no Shima, one of my favorite maps of all time. Grod Crovy, absolutely fantastic map. Revelations, okay, not a bad map, still like it. And then, of course, we have Zombie Chronicles, the biggest and best DLC that we've ever had, remastering every single Ultimus Crew map from Nocturne and Toten through Moon or through Origins. Amazing. And an absolutely amazing Call of Duty game. The only thing that hurts this game for me is the egregious supply drop system where you couldn't get all the weapons, but microtransactions don't really bother me that much within Call of Duty, so I still think it's the greatest Call of Duty game of all time, or one of the greatest Call of Duty games of all time, even with those issues. Absolutely love Black Ops 3. Infinite Warfare. This one, I might get a lot of hate for this one. Good game. Let me explain. Before you freak out, let me explain. Infinite Warfare, I will always say, was a Call of Duty game that was punished off of the time of release. I think if this game came out today, it would be received a lot better. And I've said that throughout all the tier list videos I've done. But if we think about it for a second, people were not crazy about Advanced Warfare. In fact, they weren't crazy about the advanced movement at all within the Call of Duty franchise. Black Ops 3 toned it down a lot. People liked it, but people were still tired of it. They were like, we've done futuristic. We've done it for 3 years in a row. Let's do something different. Well, Infinite Warfare came out, and it was the boots off the ground Call of Duty game in space. A lot of people were like, this doesn't feel like a Call of Duty game. This doesn't. And so they disliked it. Then it became trendy to dislike the trailer, and they dislike bombed it. Which then, of course, if you see a dislike bomb where it gets like 3 or 4 million dislikes, as a consumer who's somebody that's away from the Call of Duty franchise, who won't buy it every year like us, will be like, well, this game obviously sucks because everybody disliked it. If you actually were to sit down and actually play Infinite Warfare, it is not a bad Call of Duty game. In fact, I would argue that it's a good Call of Duty game. And there's a lot of reasons why. Number one, the campaign is this game has the best campaign in the entire franchise. I've wanted to do a walkthrough on the game, and I did do part 1, but I lost interest, I guess. But I really wanted to go back and play this campaign again. But from what I remember, this campaign was the best campaign we've ever had in the Call of Duty franchise. It is so good, so well made, so creative. The creative team who made the campaign just went absolutely crazy with it, and amazing campaign. Next, we have the Zombies mode, which was boots on the ground, not in space. It was really cool. I didn't play all the maps. I wish I did play all the maps, and I kind of want to go back and do that at some point. But Infinite Warfare was had a great Zombies mode as well. Now focusing on multiplayer itself. Multiplayer for Infinite Warfare didn't start off great for me. I really didn't like it. I quit. Played Modern Warfare Remastered. Went back to Black Ops 3. But again, looking at it objectively years later, it's actually really fun. Like, the time to kill is really fast, but if you are accurate, it really rewards you for being accurate. The maps are fast-paced, the gameplay is fast-paced, the streaks aren't too bad, and I actually really enjoy playing Infinite Warfare when I go back to it every now and again. It will be one of the most forgotten Call of Duty games of all time because of the time period, because of how disliked it was and dislike bombed, but it had the best supply drop system we've had for a very, very long time, and I just like Infinite Warfare. Like, objectively looking at the entire game, it's a victim of its time, unfortunately. I think if this game came out like this year, I think people would look at it a lot more fondly. I really do believe that. Next, we have Modern Warfare Remastered, which we're going to add into this as well. Modern Warfare Remastered, you'd think I would put it right next to Call of Duty 4, but I can't. I just can't do it. Like, it's not as great as the original. It's not a bad game. It's not mid. Yeah, it's definitely mid. I'm going to put it above Advanced Warfare. So for me, Modern Warfare Remastered, you would think that it would be right with Call of Duty 4, but it's just so different. I mean, the time to kill just feels a lot faster in Modern Warfare Remastered. The way that people play the game feels a lot slower paced than Modern Warfare Remastered, than COD 4. The movement speed feels a lot slower than Call of Duty 4, which is ironic considering that Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered is on next gen and Call of Duty 4 is not. Really, there's not too much to say. The campaign was amazing. The remaster was fantastic, but I just don't think it's quite as good as Call of Duty 4, the original. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that one. Call of Duty World War II, great. I love that might have been too fast. Is Call of Duty World War II better than Modern Warfare 3? I can't safely say that it's better than Modern Warfare 3. I'm not a huge fan. Yeah, definitely is a good game. Call of Duty World War II for me is really interesting because it's the first Call of Duty game that I started YouTube on. The first full Call of Duty life cycle that I did YouTube on was Call of Duty World War II. And Call of Duty World War II for me was a game that started off terrible. Absolutely terrible. One of the worst Call of Duty games ever. But again, as we all know, if we played this game, it had a humongous turnaround. They literally overhauled the entire game. They overhauled the movement system. They overhauled the character system, the perk system, and the game became immediately better. The heroes or the specialists or whatever they're called were really interesting. It was the first time that we've had an actual character, very similar in Battlefield, where the character actually has specific abilities to do. And I just think that the game is great. It did a lot of things really well. The maps definitely aren't the best. I think that the maps could definitely be worked on, but it was the first non-Treyarch game at this point that I got to Master Prestige on. And after the overhaul, I just really started to enjoy the game, and it became a good, solid Call of Duty game to me. And I think the campaign is also brilliantly made. The zombies mode is not my favorite, but it's not bad either. And I think Call of Duty World War II is a game that for a lot of people might be in trash or bad, but I think in my personal opinion that it is a good game. I really do enjoy playing it, and I do enjoy going back to it today. There's so much weapon variety. They added like 50 weapons to this game, I swear. And they're all attainable for free, and they're all fun to use, and none of them are really that bad. So Call of Duty World War II, definitely a good game. Black Ops 4, this is going to be by far my most controversial opinion. Fantastic. And don't click off the video, let me explain. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is crazily my most played Call of Duty game ever. I have put more hours into Black Ops 4 than I have in any other Call of Duty game in my history of playing the Call of Duty franchise. I am level 800 Master Prestige in the game, so I'm almost level 1000. And the game for me was just amazing. I loved Black Ops 4's multiplayer for a lot of reasons. Number one, the maps were a lot of fun. They brought back a lot of old maps into the game that were really good. The multiplayer was extremely fast-paced. The weapon variety was really fun. And I really liked the challenge of Black Ops 4. It was a manual healing Call of Duty game with 150 health, which meant that you had to really strategically play and also could play really aggressive. And as you've seen in the Black Ops Cold War gameplay and throughout the years of me playing Call of Duty, I only used manual healing. It was a fantastic system to be introduced into the franchise, and I absolutely love Black Ops 4. I mean, the multiplayer is just super fun. Dark Matter camo was really cool. It had a lot of reactive weapons, or a lot of reactive camos that are really cool. And ironically, the mastery camos in Black Ops 6 are pulled straight from Black Ops 4. Dark Spine camo is a mastery camo from Black Ops 4. Nebula camo is a reactive camo from Black Ops 4. And the purple Dark Matter from Black Ops 4 is straight from Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, which is pretty funny to me. But not that the master camos are bad, but again, they were taken from Black Ops 4, which shows you how good those camos were. The supply drop system got fixed after the first year of the game, which made it so that I could have every DLC weapon in the game, and I got every DLC weapon in the game, I think minus a couple, and I got them all Dark Matter. Grinded the heck out of this game. It's my best Call of Duty game too. I have a 2.7 KD in the game because of the unlimited death system, and also just the fact that the kill streaks are really good. And people usually rank the Call of Duty game that they're best at really, really high. And the same thing goes for me with Black Ops 4. Like, I really enjoy Black Ops 4. And again, the zombies mode was also very good in my opinion too. I enjoyed most of the maps. There's a few that aren't really the best. I don't really like Blood of the Dead all that much, but every other map is pretty darn awesome. And Black Ops 4 is a very overhated Call of Duty game. It's very hated by a lot of people, and I just don't really understand why. I mean, the specialists were kind of annoying, but I had fun with them, honestly. Yeah, nothing bad to say about Black Ops 4. It really was one of my favorite Call of Duty games of all time. Okay, Modern Warfare 2019. I used to have it here. But again, after playing it a little bit more, and actually finished playing it for half of a year, It's a good game. Arguably better than Call of Duty World War II, in my opinion. I don't really have a ton to say about this game, to be honest. It was okay. I have to put it in mid. Modern Warfare 2019 just was okay. It wasn't a great game. It wasn't a terrible game, but, I just think that the multiplayer initially was really bad. The maps were terrible. Even if you play them again today, they aren't any better now that I've played the game a lot more. I will say that the game is really satisfying as far as like when you go on a kill streak and you get kills. It's satisfying as all heck, but I don't know. Just don't love the game, and I think, not much to say. Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. I'm not going to put this one in the tier list. It's not worthwhile to do that. Cold War. Cold War was good. Cold War was it's going to be at the lower end of good. I really liked Cold War. I still play the game to this day, and I really, really, really enjoy it. The kill streak system is dumb. I really don't like it. I mean, it was basically support kill streaks, and then which also meant that there was a support freaking air patrol, which meant that your streaks were useless, which I don't like at all. In fact, I might actually move it down to mid, the top of mid for me. I don't think that, but then again, it's a good game though. I have to be honest. I think it's a good game. I enjoy playing it, even to this day. I really like the weapon variety of Cold War. I think it's awesome. Really, really fun. The kill streaks, if they don't get destroyed instantly, are really good. The weapon variety is fun. The maps were really cool as well. Most of the base maps are not that bad. The DLC maps were lights out good. And overall, I'm just a huge fan of Cold War. And again, I wish I had more to say about these newer Call of Duty games, but unfortunately, I just don't really. Call of Duty Vanguard, this is by far I'm going to get so much hate for this. I know. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that pick. But I'm just being honest. This is my tier list, and this is my honest opinion. I really, really liked Vanguard. I don't know why. I will go back and play that game, and I love it. I have so much fun playing Call of Duty Vanguard. It's my most played new-gen Call of Duty game out of all of them. More playtime than Modern Warfare 2019, more time played than Cold War, more time played than Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and, Black Ops 6 doesn't really count. I just really liked Vanguard. I don't know what to say. I think that the game was just solid. People love to hate on the game, and I don't really see where the hate comes from. Maybe it's the fact that they were burnt out on World War II Call of Duty games, but it just doesn't do it for me. That argument just doesn't do it for me. The game itself is inherently good. One of the most fun things about the game for me is that it's really fast-paced. I've had some really good gameplay on Vanguard, better than Black Ops 6. I've had 50 and 60 kill TDMs or domination, 50, 60 kill domination games. I've gotten a lot of kills, and if you guys were to watch my most previous Vanguard video, I really enjoy the game. I'm pretty good at it, and I really like how fast-paced it is. The multiplayer is a lot of fun. The weapon variety is very, very good. I ranked up every weapon all the way. I think the creative class system is a lot of fun. They basically have integrated gunfighter where you can use every single weapon or where you can use every single attachment slot for the game, which means that you can really have interesting and good classes. The campaign was okay. Zombies mode was pretty terrible, but the multiplayer itself was great. I really enjoyed the multiplayer within Call of Duty Vanguard. The streaks were pretty good. The perk system was fun. The game was very, very grindable. You could level up your operators and get them into a chrome camo, mastery camo look. And overall, I played so much Vanguard, and there's a reason for that. The game was fun. I really, really enjoy it, and I have fond memories of Vanguard. I wish that the game wasn't hated. It had combat pacing for the first time in the franchise, and probably the only time in the franchise where you could basically determine what and how many players you wanted in your lobby at a given time. And yeah, huge fan of Vanguard. I think it's a great Call of Duty game, and that is being completely objective and completely honest. Oh, Modern Warfare 2 2022, trash. Worst Call of Duty game in my opinion. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put Vanguard in my guilty pleasure. I think that's a good category for it. I think it's a great game, but I think it definitely fits in my guilty pleasure because it's the Call of Duty game that I really do enjoy that nobody else enjoys, apparently. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it in great. Modern Warfare 2 2022. It just is the worst Call of Duty game ever made. I mean, there's no way for me to defend it. It just is terrible. The movement is slow and sluggish. The guns are terrible. The maps are terrible. The game has no flow. It's not fast-paced. It's super boring, super slow-paced. It's just a dud of a Call of Duty game. I just don't like it. I don't like Modern Warfare 2 at all. It is... I played the game for 2 weeks, and then I was like, this game is terrible. I'm never playing this game again. And to be fair to the game, I even went back like 6 months later and played it again, and it was still just terrible. I do not like Modern Warfare 2 at all. It was terrible. Terrible Call of Duty game. Just not my favorite. Not my favorite. It's the worst Call of Duty game in the franchise. Modern Warfare 3 2023, I don't know where to rank this one. I barely played it, but I don't think that it's a bad game. But why didn't I play it much? This one, I have to put it in good. And I don't like to do that because I don't think that that's fair to the game because I didn't play it. Like, if you went to my channel, I had like a month of Modern Warfare 3 content, and then I stopped playing it. But I think what happened with Modern Warfare 3 is that I just burnt myself out of the game. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. I just burnt myself out of the game. I don't think that the game is that bad inherently, but I just completely burnt myself out. I tried to do too much content too quickly with this game, and it just soured my opinion of it. And so, unfortunately, I just can't give a good rating on it. I'd have to put it down here in mid. People would say that Modern Warfare 3 was actually a really good game, you know, if they're talking about, like, talking about the maps and all the events that happened and all the aftermarket parts that came to the game and et cetera, et cetera. Master Camo was really cool, but I just didn't enjoy the game, and I really don't know why. I think part of it was I just burnt myself out with content too early on in the game's life cycle, and after that point, I just was like, meh, I don't really think I'm going to play this game anymore. That's just my honest opinion of Modern Warfare 3, but I don't think that it was a terrible game. It just wasn't a Call of Duty game for me. I just enjoyed doing Race to Prestige more at that time, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. So, last but not least, Black Ops 6. Now, this is just going to be where the game stands at the current moment. I know that we're only at the end of the year, but so far, I have really liked this game. And I think it's a good Call of Duty game. Right now. I mean, we're only again, you guys see that this video is being recorded on December 23rd. This video is going to go up on January 31st or December 31st. But at this current moment, I really don't have anything bad to say about this game. I think it's a good Call of Duty game. I think it's very similar to Cold War, which is why it's kind of sitting right next to Cold War. I think it's good. I really don't have any problems with it right now. I think the gameplay is really fast-paced. The worst part about the game by far, and that's something that probably will not change, is the spawns are absolutely horrendous. The worst spawns we've ever had in a Call of Duty game. I mean, the fact that I can get shot in the back so many different times in a game is absolutely crazy to me, but I do have fun playing Black Ops 6, and if you guys are seeing me upload the game a lot, that goes directly to show that I enjoy the game. If I didn't enjoy the game, I wouldn't upload it. That's the proof of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Now, it's kind of weird that... but anyways, I'll talk about something here in a second. But Black Ops 6, I really enjoyed the campaign. One of the best campaigns that we've had in a really long time. I love it. Zombies is amazing too. Super, super fun. The first 3 maps that we've had are absolutely fantastic. The only negative I have to say about Black Ops 6 Zombies is I wish that the maps were more high roundable. I think that the spam of special zombies is incredibly annoying, and I think that I really wish that they would tone that down. No other zombies game does that. I mean, I've been playing a lot of custom zombies. I've played all the zombies games. There's the only persistent boss in Call of Duty Zombies history is George Romero on Call of the Dead, and he's not very annoying. The manglers shooting at you all the time, the giant abomination thing with the multiple heads from Liberty Falls and the one from Terminus just aren't really fun to kill. And I just think that it's very annoying. I think that it's not necessary to have that many boss zombies in a zombies map, especially because other Call of Duty games have not done that, and I just think that it's unnecessary. But like looking at the game as a whole, I think it's a good Call of Duty game. I mean, the multiplayer is really fun. It's very grindable. There's 1,000 levels of Master Prestige. There's multiple Mastery camos. There's 100%er. And so far with my experience with Black Ops 6, I've really enjoyed it. And again, that's why I've been uploading it every day, because I think it's a good game. But that's going to do it, guys, for this tier list video. It's kind of funny to me that there's not a bad Call of Duty game for me, in my honest opinion. Like, again, I did this all objectively. I mean, I might put Warzone there. Don't hate me, but Warzone is completely garbage. Yeah. I just don't think that there's a bad Call of Duty game. Like a base Call of Duty game, I just don't think that there's a bad one. There's trash, with Modern Warfare 2 is, but I don't think that any of the games are like actually terrible. Like, I mean, obviously you guys can see my top 5. I'm going to exclude this one from this just for now, so you guys can actually see my top 5 favorite Call of Duty games of all time. Well, what a surprise. Black Ops 2, number 1, Black Ops 1, number 2, Black Ops 3, number 3, Black Ops World at War, number 4, and Black Ops 4, number 5. No surprise there. These are my top 5 favorite Call of Duty games. I am a Treyarch fanboy. I have been since I started playing Call of Duty years and years and years ago. And yeah, guys, that's my tier list. Top 10, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 3, World at War, Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 3. Those are my top 10 favorite Call of Duty games in order. So anyway, guys, I apologize that this video is probably really long. Oof, 45 minutes. Yikes. I did not mean for it to be that long. I want to do an in-depth analysis, I guess. That's why this is only going to happen one day a year. Now I need to get gameplay for this video, which is probably, now that I think about it, I don't have a lot of time to prepare, so it's probably just going to be Black Ops 6 content for this video, gameplay-wise, or else we just would be here forever. And I don't even know if I'll even have gameplay. We'll just have to see what happens with this one. But again, I do apologize that this video is so long. I did not expect it to be this long. Probably was kind of boring. I do apologize, but I just wanted to share with you guys my favorite games, and maybe we can make this a tradition for every New Year's Eve. But anyway, guys, it's going to do it for my videos of 2024. Thank you guys so much for your support this year. We have really grown a lot, and I hope that we can continue to grow and grow and grow and grow. I've loved doing YouTube for 7 years now. This is my 7th New Year's that I've done YouTube. And it's always just been something that I enjoy doing. Will I ever become successful and be a big YouTuber and make a ton of money? Probably not, just being realistic. But I'm going to stick with it because I enjoy doing it. And it's just one of my favorite hobbies of all time. And it's things, and I do make a little bit of money doing it, but nothing significant. And I just appreciate you guys for staying by and watching my content throughout the years. It just means a lot to me. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't hate me for my opinions. Again, after all, we all have opinions, and most of them and all of them suck. Anyway, guys, if you guys did enjoy this video, like your videos, always appreciate it. Want to check out any of my other previous Call of Duty videos from this year, you can feel free to check them out. Link down below within the description, as well as they will also be at the end of the video for you guys to check out as well. Again, please have a safe New Year's Eve. Get a DD. Be safe, and have a great entry into 2025. But anyways, I will see you guys all on another Call of Duty video tomorrow in 2025.